is that they have removed any pretext of unbiased reporting and of objectivity, and they are just in all-out support pushing President Obama's leftist agenda.
You know, Matt, it's one of those things that it's really hard to fathom that an objective media, one, would forego just the sheer advertising dollars that they're going to get from running something that people are going to watch. This stuff is it's for news purposes, it increases the news cycle. If they're willing to forego running that, it's hard not to read into that a political agenda on the part of the news companies. And that's they're private companies. That's fine, but the listeners and viewers need to know that. Our listeners need to know that. You need to be very savvy about who you take your news from, because the person giving you the news is quite obviously doing so as objective as they try to be from a particular bent. And there is, however, I can't think of any reasonable excuse not to have covered something like a U.S. congressman being overly physical with a young college student trying to do an interview. The fact is, though, Matt, that we've seen a rise in the frustration levels politically for quite a while now. Why it would be on the left side that has made so many advances for far left causes in the past few years, past few months especially, is difficult to understand. I personally don't. I don't understand why they're so frustrated. Maybe things aren't moving fast enough. They are making incredible gains, but yet you do see a lack of respect and a heightened sense of frustration that we haven't seen in a long time.
Well, I think the reason for that, Sean, is because I think they recognize that the jig is up. The American people have rejected their extreme leftist agenda. That could very well be the case. The memo has gone out, and the mainstream media, I expect to bite. And very soon we will be hearing all of the Republican and conservative candidates referred to as extremist Tea Party supporters. That's the new line. That get ready to start hearing that over and over again, folks. Extremist Tea Party supporting candidates, so and so. They're doing everything they can to change the subject. President Obama's approval rating just recently, about a week ago, dropped to 42%. It continues to decline because he is pushing a radical leftist, neo-Marxist agenda that the American people have rejected. And so they don't, if anything, liberals don't like being told no. And they're being told no, and they're being told, in fact, you're going to be thrown out of office, liberals, for pushing this radical socialist agenda. And they recognize the writing on the wall. They see that come November, I believe that the left understands that they're in serious trouble. So, Sean, they're trying to rush through as much as they can in advance of these November elections. That's why we've seen the push for cap and trade. That's why we saw the push for Obamacare, all of these things to be done and pushed through even before the American people had a chance to understand what is in these very fundamentally ground-changing, nation-changing pieces of legislation. Well, the American people aren't having it, and they can push, they can assault all they want, but we will not be silenced. Go to lc.org to learn more about Liberty Counsel.
You have been listening to Matt Staver of Liberty Counsel. Our hope is to encourage and inspire you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedoms. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email update. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.